Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How you guys doing? I thought it was fading out. I missed it. So I'm trying something else today. Instead of my coffee, I made some espresso in one of those little mochi pots, I think they call them. Um, I was on a kick for a while doing that, and then I got back into the drip coffee, and now I'm back onto using the mochi pot. So this stuff is amazing. Missouri? Hey, good morning. Hope you guys are staying warm. We got a ton of snow. It's not even like a ridiculous amount of snow. It was a lot of snow, but not anything crazy, right? Good amount of snow for sure. My kids are excited. Hopefully we can go sledding later. We'll see. Went went sledding on Sunday. There's a nice little hill back by the library by us. It's not too big, but it's a nice long hill, probably like 60 feet. Um, and it's not very steep. And my son has a snowboard that's got like a wood bottom. And we also have these snowboards, I think they got them from Costco or something, my mother-in-law said, that are like foam style, like a lot of your sleds. And I tried one of the foam ones, and it was really nice. It went down kind of slow. Wasn't too bad. Like I expected to go a little faster, but it was nice, easy. And then I was like, okay, I'll try it on the wood snowboard. And I tried that, and that thing went a whole lot faster. I think it's probably smoother on the bottom or something. And I make it a third of the way down the hill, and I just wipe out real hard. I was trying to take a selfie video of myself too, because I'm stupid. And I drop my phone, I wipe out, I roll over in the snow, and I'm okay. But even today, like, uh, I'm still sore. So, you know, it's rough getting older. Yeah, not enough snow to cancel work, of course. Of course. Everyone's still got to show up, right? Uh, did it cancel our in-person classes, but not the remote ones? Which, I mean, I guess we could have taken a snow day. We've got time here on inheritance because we've got 2 weeks to work on it, right? But I don't know. We'll see. Um, so I've not graded all of your project twos. I'm sorry, I got behind on that. I got almost half done last night, and then I gave up because I was tired. And I'll finish those up for you today. Overall, doing relatively well. A couple people needed some work on the unit tests. Because remember, the idea with 100% code coverage is I'm testing every different thing that could happen and that I have code for. So specifically around change altitude. Right? If we have two different cases where we can't go over the max and we can't go under 1,000, we need to make sure we're testing those. You're still getting technically 100% if you don't do a regular, like I can just go up or I can just go down, depending on how you wrote your code. So I wasn't too concerned about that one. And then some people weren't checking for their landing gear status. Like they would call the enable landing gear, but then they wouldn't actually check the status after the fact, or they wouldn't do one that would disable it, or I forget what it was. For project, was that project 1? Oh my goodness. Is that project 1? Hang on. The plain one. The plain one. Project 1, yeah. Guys, I'm tired. Yeah, project 1. Okay. Oh, I still have 18 to go. I thought I got halfway through. All right. I did 6. Yeah, 6. Okay. Felt like I made a lot more progress last night. It was like 4 in the morning by the time I called it the night. So project 2, yes, is poker. That's right. I had some ideas for you folks too. We're going to talk about Chapter 10 Inheritance, and then I want to talk a little bit more about some design ideas, because designing really is worth everything. I don't know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Like if you do some design, draw some UML, and try and plan out what this is going to look like, it's amazing. Sorry in advance for project 2. Okay, you got me excited. That's it's going to go great. So the game part, right, leave for like some sort of loop in main. But poker hand, right, is the main class here that we're worried about. We also have the card class with enums. We have deck with the get random card, and all the game logic we could just leave in main. I'm not too concerned about anything else there. Yeah, and then comparing for poker hands, definitely. All right. Let's start a new project. I'll call this project 2. Nope, I'm putting it in the wrong folder. Yeah, that's a bummer. You know, there's actually a thing you can do. I don't know if I showed you. You can just drag and drop stuff. So let me pull up Git here. You know, I promise it's not so bad. There's a lot to it, but it's not so bad. I'll just close it and then open a new one. You can drag and drop. And just move the folder if you want to, but I think this is fine. Oh, not open. New project. Make sure I pick the right location here. 21. No, not that one. That's the wrong folder. I don't actually want that folder. 2151. There we go. All right, and we'll call this project 2. How are we doing on our timeline? We've got till... Let's just show the due date for me. There, 2/18. Yeah, so till Thursday, 6 p.m., right? We're getting close to that deadline. Hey, Lord Maw, thanks for dropping by. Okay, so again, main, sure. We don't care too much. We can come back for the game part later. I trust you guys can figure that part out. I'm going to add a new class here. And we had this poker card thing. And I'm not actually going to write everything here, but I just want to have a card class. And card probably had what, like a face and a suit, and I'll just leave it as card for now. That's fine. And then we had a poker hand. Right, I remember. Oh, that's right. Card we said would implement comparable of card, and this will make life a whole lot easier for you because then you can sort. Right, if you do this comparable thing. Just waiting for the little arrow or the light bulb. Come on. Tell me I haven't done it yet and write some code for me, computer. There it goes. Thank you. Implement. Love when it writes code for me. Right? And we said, hey, we just care about the face value, right? So for now, I'm just going to return 0. I just want it to work, but I mean, I want the function to be there, but I don't actually want it to do anything, right? We'll have to figure that part out later. And then poker hand. Okay, so this is the fun part here, right? So we're going to have a poker hand constructor that took a bunch of cards, either an array list or an array, or however you wanted to do it here. And this is actually, it might be useful here to use that copy constructor and build your new array instead of saying my array equals your array, because then, I don't know, you're not going to have control over that array directly. Not too concerned, but just in good practice, right? So if someone hands you an array and you just keep that reference to the array, and they could go change it later, and it's changed like basically from underneath you, versus if they hand you an array and you make a copy of it, right? And then you have your own copy. So maybe that copy constructor for card could be useful there, just in a good habit, perhaps. But poker hand, anyway. So we were going to have some enum for hand rank, right? So like rank that said a bunch of things, right? Was it high card, pair, 2 pair? I don't know, I forget. There's a bunch of them, right? 2 pair, on and on and on and on. I could go look. I guess I could go look. I can't, nope. Control T does not open a new tab in NetBeans. That's the wrong thing. Posture check. Thank you so much for looking out for me, Snake. I got my backboard over here. Look at that. Can you tell I'm slouching already? All right. And you guys do have to be nice because officially the dean is going to come drop in at some point. I don't know when. I asked her to tell me when, just to she wouldn't come when we're supposed to be doing a midterm. But eventually she'll come in and drop in on class and hang out with us. So we'll see how that goes. That should be fun. Anyway, I wanted poker hands, right? Poker hands. There we go. There we go. So high card, pair, 2 pair, 3 of a kind. Okay. 2 pair, 3 of a kind. I lost it already. Need some more espresso. Straight, flush, full house. Straight, flush, full house. Focus Traveler's Policy? No, full house. 4 of a kind and straight flush. Those are getting a little bit long, so let's put 4 of a kind and straight flush. Right? Boom. Okay. That's I'm not remembering now. Static variables are all caps. I don't know if enums had to be all caps. Enum, I don't know, style guidelines. I don't know. Let's see what the internet thinks. Yeah, looks like the Google's Java style guide. Is that really nice? This is Google's official style guide. Let's see what it says. Enum. Come on, enum. Enum. Okay, so Google says yes. Huh. Look at that, they even have a suit enum. Who knew? I guess I didn't Google enough. No, I knew that one was out there. I didn't know it was in the Google style guide, but okay. So sure, I mean, I don't care. I'm not too particular. My typical rule of thumb for that is when you go get a job at an organization, you follow the guidelines of the people who sign your paycheck. Right? Because it just doesn't matter. Right? As long as we're all being consistent, it works. Right? There's not like a hard, fast reason why one is better than the other. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe there's not. Anyway, so all right, so we had this whole rank thing, and so we had, oh, I don't want that import. Had some people had questions about, well, how do we figure out the rank? And remember, we want to take this step by step by step. Do your functional decomposition, which is like my favorite technical term of all times. Take a big problem and break it down into smaller problems, and smaller problems, and smaller problems, and smaller problems. Right? Decompose it. So you don't want to tackle one big problem. You want to tackle lots of small problems, because small problems are easier to solve. So we might have a method, and maybe it's public, maybe it's private. I don't know if you'd actually want to return it anywhere. Maybe you would. So I don't know. Sure, we'll just. So you're going to return public rank for get hand rank. Right? I'll probably need to format that. Okay. So eventually we need to return a hand rank. So the easiest way to do this is to break it down step by step by step by step. So we could say if is straight flush turn rank.straight flush. Right? Or if is 4 of a kind, return rank.4 of a kind. If is full house, return rank dot full house. Right, well, and now obviously it's yelling at us because we don't have these methods. Sure, let's go create method. Go create method. Not going to solve the problem for you. Not that smart, but it will generate a method with that name at least. I'm going to put those down lower just because I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. Okay, not supported. Oof. Yeah. Sure. Got to change those templates. Boom. All right. And then for these, for now, right, we can just return false because until we know better, I just want it to be able to compile, right? And eventually, right, all the way down, you'll get to rank.highCard. Because if it's not any of the others, it's going to be a high card, right? Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. Right? Does that ring any bells? And like, seem like this is a way to break our problem down step by step by step, right? Don't worry about everything. Just worry about one rank at a time. Worry about one rank at a time. Worry about one rank at a time. Then when we go to the get winning, right, to figure out which hand wins, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know. We had like another enum for the win, loss, or draw, right? Enum result. I don't know what you want to call it. Sure. Win, draw, lose. Compare to would probably make more sense here, but that's probably a little trickier than we want to get into again for poker hands. So just an enum here is probably fine. We're going to have a public result. I don't know, we'll call it call for poker hand. Other hand, maybe? Right, give me another hand. Like when I call, I'll give you another hand, and you need to tell me a win, lose, or draw. Again, so for now, I'm just going to assume it's win result dot. I don't know, we'll go with lose, maybe. Result dot lose. Sure, why not? But what we can do then, right, we can check my hand rank, and we can check the other's hand rank. Right? So if my get hand rank is, I don't know, what, like greater than other dot get hand rank, other hand dot get hand rank, thank you. And now remember, these don't compare directly, which is fine. So you can just go to like their ordinal value. Sure. Right, hey, if my ordinal is bigger than their ordinal, and remember they go in order, so this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or maybe it starts with 0, or whatever it is, like the earlier ones are less than. Right, so if I'm greater, I'm going to return a win. Right, if I'm less than, I can return a lose. If we're the same, then we have to do some tie breaks. Right? And again, else is sort of redundant there, because once you hit a return, you're done. Game over. Right? The code will stop. Right? We can check, did we lose? Sure. If not, in here then, right, it's time for tie breaks. Tie break. Royal flush is not a thing, sweet tea. Not a thing. That's part of your tie breaks. Right? It starts with a higher value, so your tie break for the straight there, or the flush, is better. Right? Well, no, it's a straight flush, which is the best rank, and it just happens to start at ace, right? Ace, king, queen, jack, 10. Your royal flush, right? Ace, king, queen, jack, 10 are the top 5 cards. So that is the best possible hand you can have, but it doesn't get its own rank because it just is a straight flush. So like it'll tie break any other straight flush the same way. Yep, tie break. Don't just return lose, right? Do your tie breaks. Figure out which rank and tie break, right? And then you break this down step by step by step, right? Because they tie break differently. Remember? So a straight flush tie breaks like a straight, right? Which has the higher starting card? A 4 of a kind, which is the higher 4 of a kind. A full house, which is the higher 3 of a kind. A flush, you got to look at every card in order. High card, next high card, next high card, next high card, next high card. The straight, just the top card, whoever has the highest card. If you both have the same top card, then you tie. Right? 3 of a kind, whoever has the higher 3 of a kind. 2 pair, look at the highest pair, then look at the next highest pair, then look at the 5th card. 1 pair, look at the pair, then look at the next 3 cards. High card, look at all 5 cards in a row. Right, so some of them tie break similarly. Some of them tie break the same as other ranks, and some of them don't. Right, so again, take it one step at a time. Figure out how we tie break this one. 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 Right, on and on and on and on. Similarly, I did it. I did it. You guys are impressed, right? You're not impressed that I can speak. It's not like it's my job to talk in front of people, you know. Hydration, yeah, thank you. I've got my espresso here for my little mochi pot. Right, it's a mochi pot, right? Mochi pot. Yes. Oh, this thing is amazing. Mocha? Is it a mocha pot? Not a mochi pot? Mocha pot. I've been saying it wrong. A mocha pot. These are fun. Yeah, this is fun. The sad part, though, is it only makes like 3 cups at a time instead of a whole pot of coffee. Munkei pot? Monkei? Moonkei? Is it because it's Italian? I'm really bad at words. Monkey pot? No, it's not monkey. You're messing with me. Monkey. Okay. Anyway. Is that helpful for comparing hands? Right? Like, figure out how you get your ranks, and then figure out, you know, just compare them, right? Real quick, compare them. And then do your tie breaks, right? Just break it down step by step by step by step by step by step. Break it down. Right? Do your functional decomposition. It doesn't have to be too bad, right? I mean, figuring out how to have a straight flush, sure, that, you know, that's something we have to do. Figure out about where you have smaller problems to solve at this point, right? Like, solve is it this rank problem? Then solve the next problem, then solve the next problem, then solve the next problem. Convert the hands in the rank. What do you mean convert the hands? So, like, it should have a bunch of cards, like probably an array list. An array list, type card, hand, I don't know, or cards. Cards might be easier. Yes, Java, we want an array list. That's why I said array list. Right? So you can just get your cards out of your hand here. Right? Are we in the right? No, 2151. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now I see all that stuff. So I'll commit all this to GitHub if you guys want to take a look for like starter code. Well, so it's not fitting in an array. Like, we have to look at the cards and see. So like with the array list, you can get at each card with card.get. It's probably easier. Here, let's do is flush. Help if you could spell right. Right, so I have cards and I can get, right, like get index 0. Right, my card class doesn't actually do anything yet because I didn't write anything here in card. I guess we should do something in card. Look at that. We're going to go copy from Google. I'm not even going to feel bad. Look. Medium suit. Look at that. We just borrowed from Google. Clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Is that a weird way to say it? I thought people would just say spades first. Spades, hearts, clubs, diamonds, but sure. Why not? Suit. Sure. Right, it has a suit. And then we want to be able to get suit. Insert a getter. I really don't like typing. That one's like the easiest getter you could write too. But sure. Okay, now I've got a get suit, right? Right? Hey, look, I've now compared that the suits equal each other of cards 1 and 2, right? Index 1, index 2. Oh, these suits, you should see a tailor. Oh, Snake! Are you making dad jokes and bad puns? I love it. Right, so we can just compare the enums. Enums will compare easily with the equality operator. Greater than, less than, we have a little more trouble. Definitely deity. Recondite deity? Yeah. Especially if you're hitting the return here, right? Because as you might remember, a straight flush is both a straight and a flush. So if I return a lower rank, you're going to be upset with me if you lose, because you should have been a straight flush. Does that make sense? A dad joke. Oh, sweet tea. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's see. Let me dig into my saved jokes for you guys here. That one was not a dad joke. I've got other. Uh-oh. Oh no, it cleaned up. That's right. I forgot I made it, my phone said, hey, do you want me to clear up space because all this stuff is backed up? And I said, yes. They're gone. All my dad jokes are gone. I have to go look at my OneDrive. So one of the classes we teach here is Microsoft Office, the CIS 1050. You guys familiar? Might have heard of it before. You don't have to take it for the degree program, but lots of other programs do take our Office class, which is interesting. And so they wanted to know when I was interviewing, like, you know, to find the range of skills that I had as a faculty member and what kind of classes I could teach. So they asked, I forget which, it was probably the dean in the interview, said, how good are you at PowerPoint? I said, oh, I excel at it. He said, did you just make a Microsoft Office pun? And I just looked him straight in the eye and I said, Word. And clearly I got the job. So nothing better than telling bad puns in an interview. Okay, so like, you know, obviously this is not done, but more, right? Compare more suits and more suits. So you just use get here in your array list. Ooh, Scholar, how can you tell a chemist from a normal person? Oh, I like chemistry jokes. Unionized? Is that unionized or is that unionized? That's a good one. I like that one. All right. Okay, other things for poker? You guys doing all right? I know it's due in 2.5 days now. Less than 2.5 days by 6 p.m. I will put it out on GitHub. So it'll sort itself as long as you have this compare to method. Again, obviously it should do something more than this here. I think we had that other example where when we had face, right? And we had some stuff in here. Oh, I didn't use enum. I used a different thing because I didn't want to give you everything. Yeah, if you add compare to, it'll sort. You can call hand.sort for hand. Right, so we have a constructor, and it should take some sort of list of cards. Array list of type card, cards, list.cards equals cards. Again, this is not great. We should probably go through and copy and make our whatnot here. Exclam GitHub will give you a link, faithful, right here in Twitch chat. Snake, I'm sorry, by default links are off. It's like an auto mod feature. So this isn't great. You know, we could do something better. I didn't write the copy constructor yet, but that's okay. You know, okay, we'll just do the better thing, right? Let's do the better thing. So for card in cards, right? We're gonna take my cards array and we're gonna add a new card given the card. Oh, I don't have the copy constructor yet. Gotta add a copy constructor. Create constructor. Look at that. You wrote some code for me. Again, not supported, but sure. Right? You don't do the right thing here. Do the copy constructor thing. There. I'm leaving notes. Leaving notes here. No, deck just needs to make 52 cards. Remember, you can loop through enums. You can, you know, for this enum type in the list of enums, you can loop through and you can get out each individual enum. So this is just to put the hands in your cards list here. This is on this.cards. There we go. There we go. That would have been bad to add it to that one. So add it to my this cards here. A new card. And then I can call collections.sort on an array list here. And it'll say, well, what's that? And we'll say, yeah, that one. So there's also arrays.sort if you want to use arrays. I just will always prefer array lists because you can add and remove from them. Right? There's almost never a time that I'm going to say an array is better. And again, I'm spoiled. I get to do desktop applications where, you know, sure, if it takes up ever so slightly more memory because it's an array list instead of an array, I don't care. Which is cool. It's nice to not have to care. What does it want us to do? Use a functional operator. Ooh, we haven't talked about those yet. That's all right. This is cleaner anyway, right? And then we can sort our cards. So now it's going to be sorted, probably low to high, which is fine by default. You can also sort it reverse if you want, but just know which way it's sorted, either low to high or high to low, so that when you do your comparisons, things will work. Yeah, then it'll be sorted. So all you have to do is have this compare to, again, this is not correct. Should look at base values. Right? I'm just trying to leave some sort of skeleton out here. Hey, and exclam YouTube will also get you the link for the YouTube archive. Oh, no one did exclam GitHub. There we go. There's my link for my GitHub repositories. Exclam YouTube for the YouTube archive. So I'll export everything from Twitch over to YouTube. You don't get the chat. Someone had told me there's an easy way to get chat in OBS, and I forgot about it. It was on my list of things to do eventually, but it might be fun to have chat showing on the screen somewhere. Yeah, restream, that's right. There were a couple other things I could look at too. I don't know, I hadn't made up my mind yet. There's like supposed to be a cool one that you can like pick one chat out and it will highlight it or pop it up on the screen real fancy instead of the whole stream of chat. Yeah, stream ups. So there's actually a way too that I could just add like the chat URL as a browser. Yeah, just add a little browser page. Well, no, so you don't have to pay for a browser overlay. Like the chat has a URL. So if I pop out chat, it goes somewhere. Of course, where do they go? Nope. Okay, it's hidden somewhere. Where'd it go? Did I lose you guys? I lost chat somewhere. This double monitor thing, I think it's confused sometimes. Oh, come on. It's missing. And I can't, like, pop it anyway. Anyway, so I should be able to, like, pop it out, and it's got a URL somewhere, and I could just throw that on the screen. Was kind of the idea, but now I lost it, so that's okay. Nope. Close the pop-out. Oh, and of course I lost all the chat that was in there. So if you just chatted to me in the last little bit, I lost it all doing that stupid thing. Why did it? It just disappeared on me. That's annoying. I'm sorry. Yeah, I lost all the chat history. So dumb. Maybe that's not the easy way to go about it then. A hat, yeah. Hats off. You got it, Snake. I got my Mickey hat. This one's my all-time favorite hat. I'm gonna be so sad when it wears out, but I'll just have to go get another one. Hopefully things are gonna get back to normal and I can plan another Disney trip for my kids. Because if you thought it was fun going to Disney as a kid, you should take kids to Disney. It's like a whole other level of fun. It's so cool. The happiest place on earth. But no, and no, they don't pay me. I know I don't own Disney stock, but I've been meaning to pick some up. I got to play around in Robinhood and pick some up probably. They seem to be doing decent. Okay. Anyway, where were we at? Poker hand. You guys feeling okay? Yeah, collections. So that's the class here. Yeah, we could do a sort ourselves. It's not the hardest thing in the world to write our own sort. We could just loop through every card and put it somewhere. But, you know, if it's already done for us, then I'm all about that. And we're going to talk about inheritance or interfaces and what this whole thing means this week or next week when we get into Chapter 10. And hopefully it'll make sense. So that was cool. We just had to pull that ahead just a little bit and make life a little easier for you. Okay? That's all. I haven't done anything here in the main loop, but yeah, we can write that main loop, have the game, have money, have people bet, do you want to raise, do you want to call, that sort of thing. Hey, it's sorting. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, if you guys get stuck on something, you know, obviously do try for a little while to figure out what's going on, but reach out, let me know how I can help. I'm happy to answer questions, even on assignments. Like, I'm not going to write the code for you. I mean, I guess I did write some here, but like we'll talk through it and see if we can make it make sense. That's the goal. Okay? So let me push this out here to GitHub. This is Project 2 ideas. Right? And as usual, I can say funny things like that, right? If you're using my code, right, when you go grab it from GitHub, copy the URL, leave a comment. Right? Project 2. Oh, come on, refresh. Project 2. There we go. So if you use some of these things, right, grab the URL here, come back over to GitHub, or to Poker Hand, right? Sourced from, boom. Nope, I didn't copy. Why didn't you copy? You can't see that screen. This one. This one here. Poker Hand. A triple click, by the way, should highlight everything. A double click highlights a word. A triple click highlights the whole line. Another pro tip for you. It didn't copy. Yeah, Control C, copy, Control C, copy. I got nothing. My copy is not working. Like, you saw me hit copy, right? Nope, nothing. Like, I'm trying real hard. Copy. Nope. All right, NetBeans just hates me. It's okay. So it copies there into like the little run box. Nope, still not. Okay, so it's NetBeans. Hey, welcome back. You survived the cold? Yeah, I haven't even touched my driveway yet. I am thankful that I don't have to go anywhere. So I'm gonna wait. And actually, my father-in-law down the street has a snowblower. Control Shift V. Nope. It just does not want to copy. I blame NetBeans. That's my thing here from Eric's GitHub. The URL won't paste. I don't want to hand type it. Boom. Cited my source. Okay? We've been cited. Oh man, I'm almost out of espresso. I have to go get more. If my wife didn't get hers yet, though, I'm going to be in trouble. I'll have to just make another pot. Click and drag text? I don't even know what that means, Snake. I can click and drag? Like that? It opened up with Internet Explorer. It's so ugly. It's horrible. Oh, get it away. Get it away. Yeah, like inside you can like click and drag. I know like you can move stuff around like that, but I don't know. Okay, well that was fun. Poker hand. Some ideas, right? Some ideas for you here. Okay, I figure you guys know how to write an enum. I don't feel too bad about giving you the rank enum, right? Because that's not hard at all. Okay. Yeah, but let me know. Let me know how it's going. I'll get the rest of your project ones graded tonight. Sorry for the delay. So hopefully you'll have a better feel for how things are going. Don't forget study group today at 4, tomorrow at 6, and Thursday at 4. I don't recommend you save project 2 questions for Thursday at 4. Control X is cut, so they would remove the line, yeah, sure, like cut. Yeah, then I can paste it right back in or undo it. You think if I like change what was in my clipboard, maybe? Oh, without selecting? Whoa! It cuts the whole line? I never knew that. That's a great shortcut. You don't even have to highlight it, just assumes you get the whole line with Control X. That's beautiful. There's so many good shortcuts, so many good shortcuts. It's amazing. There's some guy online who is the world's biggest fan of an editor called Vim. It's a really powerful editor, but it's miserable unless you know how it works. And the idea is you can do everything you need without having to touch the mouse. You can navigate around, you can jump, you can do all sorts of cool shortcuts, which is amazing. And it can make you a little bit faster. Yeah, if you're into that, great. VS Code with Vim extensions, which is cool, but like, sure, yeah, okay. I'm all about shortcuts, so that's really cool. I just don't have the memory for all those shortcuts, but maybe if I did it more often, I would. Because like you can navigate around lines. There's insert mode, and then there's navigate or command mode, and I don't know. Vim's intimidating. Can I say that? It's just intimidating. And people who are good at it, they're phenomenal because they use it all the time and they're good at it. But I mean, I can never navigate around NetBeans with up, down, left, right with my arrow keys, but like you can do it with without taking your hands off home row. You can be faster. Now Crow, do you use Vim and the Dvorak keyboard though? Because I hear that's where it's really at. I do play D&D. I do. Yeah, Snake. We've got a mostly weekly campaign going. I've got 3 of my middle kids playing with me, and then a buddy of mine. We play as the 5-character party, and then another buddy is DMing for us. We're just doing one of the the out of the box campaigns, but he's DM'd before, so he's trying to customize it a little bit, add in some more additional things, but like that gives us the story and the maps and all those sorts of things kind of built right in. So we're we just have our 14th session, I think, so we're almost 30 hours into the campaign. We just hit level 4, I want to say, which feels fast, but I don't know. I have no frame of reference. Yeah, we don't have any figurines because we don't play in person, so there's no place to really like put them around. So we just use a map on an image and share it. Which reminds me, my Zoom broke. I can't share screen in Zoom anymore. I should uninstall that. Install Zoom. Yes. Screen share. Okay. Just gotta leave myself some notes. Excuse me. Now that I'm thinking of it. Okay, so we still have chapter 10 to get into. right? We've got a little bit of time. I think we're probably due for a break, right? And then we can come back and start chapter 10. And we're going to talk about chapter 10 this week and next week, because it's got a lot of stuff to it. It's not super long in terms of like the amount of content, but it's a lot of different little things here. So definitely want to spend some time on it and practice it. And then on Thursday, we're going to talk about the next project as well. Project 3. And Project 3 will use some of these inheritance concepts that we've been talking about. Okay, and then we are coming up on winter break soon, which is cool. And then midterm review and midterm exam. So I don't actually have a previous midterm to give you, but I can write up a practice one, which should be fine. So I'll give you guys a practice one actually before 3.9, probably like on 2.25 or something. I'll give you the practice one, and then I'll go over answers to it on 3.9 and answer any questions you guys might have. And then again on 3.11, it doesn't have to be 10 in the morning. Anytime on 3.11, I'll probably open it up like midnight, and then until, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning the next day, in case you're a night owl like I am. Well, we will not have birthday in your class, Snake. That's a bummer. We will not be able to sing to you, although you don't want to hear me sing, so it's probably okay. But yeah, so the midterm, any 2-hour block you want to take it is going to be fine on that day. All right, so with this one, unlike the quizzes, is timed. You hit start, you got 2 hours to hit submit. There goes the coffee. All right, or the espresso. I'm going to have to make some more when we go on break. That's what I'm going to go do. We'll take a 10-minute break. I'll go make another pot, and then I'll come back all wired, and we'll have some fun. Talk about inheritance. Hey, just by the way, you guys are reading the chapters, right? You don't use the textbook as a paperweight. Hey, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Mr. Gaddis does a pretty good job putting together a good book with examples and references and things for you guys to look at. So definitely read the text. Right? I mean, you don't have to like read every single little word in it here, but you know, you got to go into every section and look at the topics and look at the content and see what it is. Yeah, if you're only listening to me, you're missing out on a lot of content. A controller stand. So my calculus book is actually the monitor stand for my second monitor that's up here, because I needed to get it like 2.5 more inches higher so my laptop could open up, and then the laptop hits like, you can't see where I'm pointing, hits like the bottom of the second monitor now then. So it works out really well. Because I just use the laptop keyboard, I don't use another keyboard. So when I had them side by side, I kept like, my neck kept bothering me because like I have to face the one direction where the keyboard is. So I would go left and right. So the up and down's been working a lot better for me. I like that layout. All right, so when we take 10, we'll come back. I'll put on some music. I went back to the electronic stuff. It's a little lighter. I think worked out well. But it's fun to play some of my buddy's music from his band. And we can always mix it up. If you have other DMCA-free music that people will let you use without calling their copyright, then I get in trouble with Twitch and YouTube, we can check it out as well. So just let me know. All right, so we're going to come back. Break time. Put that one on. And we are coming back, say, 11:01 a.m. All right, maybe I'll make that font a little bigger too. Look at that, I can change font size. I'm learning all sorts of cool things. All right, guys, I'm gonna go put on some more coffee. Hey, welcome back. All right, I had just enough time to make that pot and got some fresh espresso. Yeah, 15 hours for five hours a night. It's not great. Not great for sure. You could definitely use some more sleep. Oh, look at this. So we added the citation. Sort of. I'll push that one out. Hey, good morning, the Twitch Peegs. Thanks for dropping on by. All right. So what do we have? We got chapter 10 to talk about now, inheritance. We start with a new project. This is chapter 10. Okay. Awesome. Now, inheritance should have been something you guys talked at least a little bit about in 1500. So if that's not the case, let me know. Yeah, 13 hours of sleep is sweet. Unfortunately, I'm at the point where if you sleep too long, it hurts. It's getting old is rough. Getting old is rough. But yeah, I'll do that throughout the week. Get a little bit of sleep every night, and then I crash hard. Usually Friday night, sleeping most of Saturday. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Fresh espresso. All right, and I've got a espresso on Subscribe and Save from Amazon. Because, who doesn't love when stuff just shows up every month at their door? I miss it. I would definitely share with you guys if we were in person. So after this pandemic's over, hopefully come fall, if you guys are still around and ever on the Orchard Ridge campus, drop by my office and I'll have some coffee for you. I don't actually know where my office is yet because I don't have one. Or I mean, I'm sure there's one assigned to me, but I've never been. So it's fun. I've been since August, mid-August. I started as a full-time prof, and I've yet to be on campus. And actually, just this week, they sent out a nice little, hey, this is what's happening on the Orchard Ridge campus email. And they said, oh, by the way, we have a new faculty member who got hired 5 months ago. 6, August, so September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, 6 months ago when they sent out the welcome email so people could say hi to me. Academia is a weird place, my friends. Really weird place, I tell you. All right. So what do we got? What do we got? Chapter 10. We're going to talk about inheritance. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Let me put out a little Twitch poll here because these are fun, right? Inheritance. Number. No idea. So I'm going to ask, what do you think about it? Do you sort of remember it? Do you have no idea? Stand it well. So give me an answer there in Twitch chat. Let me know what you guys think about inheritance. If you remember it from 1500, yeah, you remember it well, or you got no idea, and that's okay. There's no wrong answers here, right? I just want to know, exactly what, what's your familiarity there. All right, so let that run. You guys chat at me. Can I vote in the poll too? I can vote. That doesn't mess up the results at all. This is fun. This is fun stuff. Man, I've been having to do Zoom meetings. We had their all day long Zoom Friday meeting, and the lag is terrible. Like, I don't know. I'm sure there's not a good way to deal with lag, but okay. So most of you sort of remember. Some of you had no idea. Sweetie, hey, how do you know which one I voted? Did that work? Are we back? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Is there an echo? Hello, hello? Yeah, that's okay. That's what I get for making fun of Zoom. Everything lags, so that's unfortunate. All right, Chapter 10, Inheritance. All right, so you might recall that we could write classes to do things. Sure, why not? Let's do the terrible example first, and that's okay. Let's make a, let's do this one. Let's do a polygon here. Put a class for polygon, okay? And polygon has an int for number of sides, and it's going to have an array list of int for side lengths. And then we have a constructor. Polygon, right? The constructor's job is to set values to these things. So we probably need to know the number of sides. Right? When you create a polygon, we're going to tell how many sides it has. Number of sides, and we'll set my this sides, number of sides. Nope. This dot number, that type ahead is not helpful sometimes. To the number of sides, not minus equals, equals equals. There we go. Okay, and then we need to initialize side lengths. Equals a new array list of type int. Array list type int. Why? Oh, that's an integer. Come on, integer. We just talked about this boxing and unboxing thing. Integer. There we go. Boom. Got it. Okay, and then we'll have a method like set side length. Public void set side length, given an int side index and an int for length. Okay. Right, and this side length should be size of number of sides, right? We want to pre-size it here to the number of sides so that all those indexes exist. And then I can, real quick, I can check if my side length, side index is less than 0 or side index is greater than or equal to my side lengths dot size. I'm going to throw a new index out of bounds exception. Just to check it. I mean, it should do the same thing if we try and do it here, but it doesn't hurt for me to check it myself, right? I don't know. Maybe it would just crash anyway, but I'm in control of this one at least here. So then I'll set my side lengths, and we're going to say side lengths dot. Here we go. And we don't want to add, right? We want to get the value at the index. Right? And we want to set it. Oh, no, that's not how we do that. Side lengths. Set. There we go. Set the side index to the length. So set, well, we can change it, right? Get will get you the value, set will let you set the value for a given index. Add will just add to the end, right? Which is cool. Array lists are fantastic. We should use them all the time because they're amazing. Have you guys had enough coffee yet today? I think we need some more coffee. I'm like twitching in my chair right now. Like I'm swiveling back and forth. It's crazy. Okay, cool. So we can set some side lengths. Yeah, coffee. I'm so excited with that emote. It was like the coolest thing I ever spent money on. Having my own emote of me. I think it was actually this mug. Might have been the one she used for the picture. I don't remember. I had a couple mugs and I took a picture of myself drinking so she could sketch it out. I've got this awesome Run Detroit mug. They do this really cool run expo, or the health expo or something like that. We get a bunch of running vendors and fitness things down at Kobo or TCF, whatever it is. I forget what it's called now. Kobo Hall before the Detroit Marathon. It's a lot of fun. So I always look forward to going and doing that. All right. Okay. So, where'd chat go? There you guys are. So we're a polygon. And then other things we can do, right? We can probably tell you our perimeter. Get perimeter. That sounds right. Okay, so we're going to have an int for perimeter equals 0, and then for int side length in side lengths. Let's take my perimeter plus equals the side length. And then we'll return perimeter. Semicolon. There we go. Give it a little format, clean it up. Cool. So a polygon, right? We can tell you what the perimeter is. Sure. You can tell me how many sides. We can go and set some side lengths. We can go from there. So this is one, right? This is a polygon. Now what we can do is we can make a special version of polygon. This is inheritance, right? Inheritance is creating that is a relationship here. So let's make this one a rectangle. So a rectangle is a polygon, right? We say we extends polygon. So rectangle is a polygon, right? Which makes sense. We understand this, and this is a nice thing about using object-oriented programming, right? These sort of relationships make sense because we understand how these work in the real world, right? They is a or are a of this type, right? So the book will go through examples and things where, like, you know, we like to classify things in nature, right? We've got kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Look at that. How did I do that? That should not be in my memory. Like, it just, once I started, it all came back. Something about King Philip, I forget. There's some acronym for it. But, right, when, like, everything kind of is in this grouping here, and then you have subgroups and subgroups and subgroups, right? So we have dogs, and you have breeds of dogs, right? They're all like specialized versions of dog, but they all is a dog, or are a dog, right? So they have things in common, and they have things that make them special. So right now it's complaining because Polygon has a constructor. Rectangle does not. And this is the fun part here. So if we didn't write a Polygon constructor, we wouldn't have had any issues, although Polygon wouldn't work very well. So what it's saying is, hey, Rectangle's upset because we're not calling the Polygon constructor. So when you have a parent class and a child class, or a base class and a derived class, or a superclass and a subclass, 3 different terms, all for the exact same thing. I don't know why we have so many terms, but just like anything in programming, there's multiple ways to do something, right? Multiple things to call it here, okay? So we have to call the Polygon constructor because we are a polygon. So I'm going to write a constructor here for rectangle. Rectangle here. And rectangle needs to call the Polygon constructor. So I'm going to call my superclass. So super class, and I'm going to tell it, hey, I have 4 sides. So super is the keyword to say, hey, polygon, right? My superclass, my direct superclass here. So superclass and subclass probably make the most sense for terminology because that's the keywords that we use here. All right, does this ring a bell? So this calls the Polygon constructor. And super must be the first thing you do to make it a subclass constructor. Does that ring any bells? I hear a bunch of bells going off in your head. That's good. That's good. Bells are good. No one's sure. Did I lose you? No, I'm still here. No bells, sweet tea. Okay, snake leg ding dong bells. Okay. Okay, so this was never done. No, it's okay. It's okay. This is why we're coming back to it here. This is why we're going to spend 2 weeks on inheritance. So for rectangle to create itself, oh, I'm sorry, Scholar. Yeah, it sucks when the internet does not behave. At least we're not Texas, though. Apparently, Texans don't know what snow is or how to deal with it. And I shouldn't make fun of them because they, like, tons of them lost power, which sucks. And I hate when I lose power, especially when it's cold out. Like, that would be no good. I do have a wood burner in my room, one of my back room. So the wood burner would help. Yeah, I heard the wind turbines froze. Like they don't have a plan for de-icing those things. I feel like we must here, right? Because we have a lot of wind turbines, right? So we probably have a plan for de-icing them. Can you see the text at all at 360p? I don't actually know what my format is here. My quality set to auto, which is nice. So that's one of the cool things I like about Twitch is occasionally you can get this transcoding. Apparently, if you're a Twitch partner, you always get the transcoding options where people can change their video settings, so it's not just what's coming from the source. Oh, good. I'm glad you can see it 360. So I'm not a Twitch partner. I don't think I'll ever get 75 concurrent viewers all the time anyway, but it's a nice feature that they do the transcoding. And occasionally you just get it for free. Like it just happens for affiliates or whatever. I don't know, their algorithm for who gets it and whatnot, it seems nonsensical, but that's okay. All right, cool. So our rectangle class then will call the superclass constructor. Just go to, right, comes to Polygon and calls number of sides. So, and this has to be the first thing you do because when we are a polygon, we have all of these attributes. So they need to exist for us here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to change the behavior here because I don't want someone using set side length and making me not be a rectangle, right? If my widths don't match and my lengths don't match, I'm not a rectangle. So I don't want someone to have access to come in and change them individually. So I'm going to override this behavior. That's the other thing we can do with inheritance. We can change the behavior of our parent class. We can specialize it and say, oh, I want to be a specific version of it here. So I'm going to write a set side length method here that takes an int side index and an int length. Okay. And it says, yeah, add the override annotation. The annotation here just helps the compiler check to make sure we're doing it right. So if I tell it @override and I had a typo here, like I like to do all the time, it's going to tell me, oh wait, it doesn't actually override anything. So if you don't get the, hey, this is overriding, you should add the annotation, you did something wrong. Or if you're manually typing it, add the annotation first, and then if you screw something up, it'll tell you that you did it wrong. Okay, so we're going to say if side index is equal to, I'm just going to do it this way because I don't really care, equals to 0 or side index is equal to 2. Now what I want to do is I want to use my superclass behavior. So I'm going to call super dot set side length. And I'm going to give it 0 in the length. And then I'm also going to give it 2 in the length. So this says, okay, if you make a rectangle and you want to set the side length, great, set the side length. If it's a 0 or 2, set both, because I want to keep my lengths the same, right? Otherwise, if it's a 1 or a 3, I want to do 1 and 3, right? Let's keep the length the same or the width the same or whatever. The words are losing all meaning now. And if it's not a 0, 1, 2, or 3, I'm just going to let it go to my parent class because it probably didn't work then, and it will catch it and throw the exception. This way I don't even have to do any bounds checking. Right, I'm being very specific because I know I only have 4 sides because I'm a rectangle. I told it 4 sides. Right, 4 sides. Rectangles have 4 sides. Rectangles have 4 sides. Yay. Okay, and I'm just going to catch side length 1, 2, 3, or 4, or index 0, 1, 2, or 3. Right, and I'm going to set my side lengths. Otherwise, it's invalid. I guess this could be an else if. I mean, it can't be one or the other. So I don't know. Sure. If this one is true with the else here, it won't even bother checking. So we're ever so slightly faster. So if you care about efficiency, if the first one hits, it won't evaluate these ones over here, which is probably a good thing. So we'll call that a good else. Okay. And then other things rectangle can do, int get area. Now, to get the area out, I need a way to get my side lengths. I don't actually have a get right now. Okay. So we need a method, a public int get side length, given an int side index. And again, if it's invalid, it's no good. Otherwise, we're going to return the get at the index. I mean, this would probably happen anyway. I want to be in control of it. And maybe that's silly, but it's good practice, right? We want to always be checking any inputs, making sure we get some valid inputs. Okay? You guys with me so far? Nothing. As long as they're in the same package, they should just see each other. You shouldn't need any special imports. You just say extends the other type here. So extends is our keyword for RA. This is our inheritance relationship. So extends indicates inheritance. And Java is a good object-oriented language in that you can only extend a single class. You can only have one parent class. Now, that parent class can have a parent class of its own. So we could have a parent and a grandparent and a great-grandparent and a great-great-grandparent and yada, 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 as many as you want to go. And you can go nuts with this. Sure, that's perfectly fine. But you only have one parent. So our poor classes in Java are single-parent families. They will probably not do as well in school. That's what the research shows. Right? Okay. That maybe it was a bad joke. I apologize. It seemed like, okay, I don't know. I thought it could go there, and okay, that was bad. I take it back. So for area, then, we need to return our get side length. Now, I don't need super here, right? Because I am a rectangle, I can call my own methods. I can just call get side length here of index 0 times get side length of index 1. The reason why I needed super here is because I am overwriting set side length. So if I didn't have super, it would call myself, which would then 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 call myself. We'd have an infinite recursive loop, and bad stuff would happen, right, with recursion. Did you guys talk about recursion in 1500? I don't even remember that was a topic. I really should remember if that was a topic. No. Is it not a topic? Like you didn't talk about recursion when you talked about methods? Hang on. I gotta see what's in my schedule now because I'm all confused. I gotta see what we do in 1500. Crash. We not talk about recursion? We don't. Okay, I think I talk about it briefly in methods in chapter 5. I think Mr. Gaddis has that in chapter 5. It says when a method calls itself. Let me check the textbook. Boom, got the real book. I know you guys are impressed, right? I have a real book. It's not all just slides. Methods. Doesn't he talk about recursion? Am I making this up? I might be making this up. Calling a method. Does he have a glossary in the back? He does. He has an index in the back. There we go. If I had an ebook, I could just search for it, but I don't have an ebook. Yeah, the Pineapple one is edition 6. That's perfectly fine. Not a problem. It's essentially the same book, but he sells this one for more money. Ooh, actually, I do have the ebook of that one, don't I? I think I might. R. Found it. Recursion. Here we go. It is starting in page 999. 999. Look at that. I found it, folks. Chapter 15. Recursion. You see that there? Chapter 15. So we did not get to that yet. Did not. That's a big bummer. So you don't know. Oh, maybe. I might be back. Hey, am I back? Maybe. All right. Yeah, it was going great until I made fun of Zoom and how other classes use Zoom. So, sorry. It's close. It's close. Patchy back. Hey, shout out for my friend Prof Melko there, the #1 chemistry streamer on Twitch, the original, the OG. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm going to shout him out anyway. I'll drink some coffee while I wait. Are you done already with the phone interview, Prof Melko? Looks like it's been stable for me. Still no video? Yeah, mine froze. That's weird. It says I'm connected. Maybe refresh? Maybe? Pause. Unpause. Yeah, refresh. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, this is 2021, and we still have technical trouble with the internet because we have crappy infrastructure, right? But it's okay. I mean, depending on where you live, you have decent infrastructure. I do not have a fiber connection to my house. The neighborhood behind me that I can see from out my office window right now, right over here, not that window, but this window, has fiber ran there. They did not run it to my house when they ran it to there. And I am so sad about it. So sad. Okay. So we're back. Prof Melko was in the chat trying to see if he's still lurking there. He is #1 chemistry streamer on Twitch, the original, the OG. I gotta say it again. It just sounds so fun. A really long cord. Yeah, it's a coax cable. So how was this was the congressional science advisor position you had the interview for, not the executive branch one? You have a switch in the middle of your yard. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. So we're talking about inheritance here. Very cool. That's real cool, Prof Melko. I'm excited. Can't wait to hear it. Yeah, I've got the internet comes in on my first floor, and I'm up on the second floor right now, and I've been resisting putting a hole so I could actually run some Ethernet to my laptop. So I just use the Wi-Fi, and it's decent. I mean, the 5 gigahertz is not too bad for the band and everything, but all right. And we can get area, right? Calling get side length gets my parent class version. So if you right click and say navigate, you got some cool options. The go to source is a fantastic thing here. It'll take you to the source code for that method. Excuse me. Yeah, I probably should just run the cord. I used to have a crimping kit so I could do my own like run just a spool of Ethernet, and then you could put on the ends yourself so the hole doesn't have to be quite as big. And I haven't used it, and I feel like I loaned it to somebody. I don't remember. Or maybe I'll just go get another crimping kit, but that's fun. So you can do your own cabling, because that makes the running it a lot easier, for sure. You just have to remember to get the twisted pairs in the right order, because that's a fun thing. And I remember the order for reasons. This stuff is in my head from 15 years ago now. More than 15 years ago now. 17 years ago from high school. Man, I'm old. We had a Cisco networking class, which was super cool. I'm so glad my school district had it. It's an awesome opportunity. Yeah, feels old, man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to untwist them right, and then you have to cut them nice and flat. So like the cutting them so that they'll fit into the jack works out really well. It's not terrible, but definitely takes a little bit of practice. I don't know, I kind of want to get a crimping kit now and go do, but I have to buy an Ethernet adapter anyway. Laptops don't come with Ethernet ports anymore because they're big and wide and fat, so I'd have to get like a port C hub because my external monitor runs off the USB Type-C connector. I guess I could get a hub. It would probably work, right? People do that all the time. I'm just lazy. All right, so we're a rectangle. A rectangle is a polygon. Okay, we can get area, we can set side lengths, and because we are a rectangle or a polygon, we can get our perimeter as well, right? Because we can figure out our perimeter. A dock, yeah. I don't know. They have a dock for Surface Books, I think. I think it's just like essentially a USB hub. I think it's the same thing because there's no internal like underneath connection like a lot of laptops do. You can actually like snap into a dock. I don't know. There's all sorts of fun options for tech, but it works. It usually just works. Look at that. Control-Alt-B. Go to the subclass. Control-Alt-B. Subclass. Go to subclass. It's not doing it. It lies. Control-Alt-B. I don't know. It didn't go. That's okay. So then we can make a bunch of these things, right? We can make some shapes. So when I create a rectangle, my rectangle equals a new rectangle. I don't have to give it the number of sides because rectangles know it has 4. Hey, Ray Ray, how you doing today? Control-Alt-B was go to the superclass. Right there, it says has subclass. Control plus Alt plus B goes to subclass. Control-Alt-B. Okay, I was clicking in the wrong location. If my cursor was on the inside of the curly brace, it didn't work. On the outside of the curly brace, it works. Sure. All those keyboard shortcuts. Those are all fun stuff. Okay. So we've got a rectangle, and then we can call my rectangle dot. We can see all these methods. So get area. See set side length. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get area and set side length. Get perimeter. Get side length. Now notice some of them are bold and some of them are not bold. And when I click on it, like get perimeter, the helper thing that pops up here, shows me that it belongs to polygon, where get area belongs to rectangle. Set side length belongs to rectangle. So it's kind of showing me that these objects can do things here. Or these are the methods and where they come from. Get perimeter, get side length, those sorts of things. And we don't do the JavaDoc stuff. Again, I trust you can figure out JavaDoc without too much trouble. You guys are smart people. And I want to teach you how to code, not write documentation. Not that documentation is not important, but we just don't have time for that nonsense, okay? So my rectangle, we can do all the things that Polygon can do, but we need to set some side lengths, right? No, not set. Set side length. Okay, so index 0, sure. How about a 5 by rectangle set side length 1? Let's go 5 by 10 maybe. Any new details on the streams? I'm not sure what you mean, Ray Ray. Like we do those on Thursdays, right? Thursdays 1 to 3 usually. So this is my rectangle. Go perimeter. And I want to format these things in here, right? So let's just do this printf. Oh, no, same time, 1 to 3 on Thursdays for 2454. Rectangle perimeter, and let's add in, this is a digit here, right? It's going to be a whole number, and then a rectangle area, another digit here, set B, great, and then we'll comma separate. And then what we need is my rectangle, dot get perimeter, and we bring those down the line, and my rectangle dot get area. I don't remember saying any of that, Ray Ray. Like if I messed it up, it should just be Thursdays 1 to 3. Feel free to hit me up in Discord if you got other questions or if I said some weird stuff, which is definitely possible. And then don't forget your new lines, right? Printf doesn't give you new lines, so I'll put those in. Or you can use string format. That might be easier. Right, let's do string.format. I like that. So instead of printf, let's use string.format. Here's the string to format. Here's our arguments. Why are we missing another? There we go, another parenthesis. Okay. So you're going to be amazed. The perimeter should be 30 and the area should be 50, right? Double the lengths for perimeter, length times width for the area. Oh, we crashed. Index out of bounds exception. Set side length. Oh dear. Oh, the number of sides. Did that not? This sizes it, but didn't give it defaults. That's right. I think, is it comma 0? Is that what we do? Oh dear, array list is broken for me. Let's go look it up here. Java array list starting values. We want to give it starting values here. Initialize it with values. Java2blog.com. That's got to be legit, right? No, that's not what we want. No, don't want that. Don't want that. We could add a bunch. No, we don't want to add a bunch. I just want to like start it with the default value. Java doc. Array list. Look, let's look up the official Java documentation. docs.oracle.com. If you search Java doc, it'll hit. Array list. Now, this is a little overwhelming, but we want the constructors here. An empty list with the initial capacity. Okay, so it doesn't start with any new items. That's a bummer. Okay, so we got to add them. We have to add them. All right, that's okay. We can fix it. For int index is 0, index is less than number of sides, index plus plus, side length dot add 0. Boom. Size it, go and add a bunch of zeros. Okay. I forgot, this sizes it but doesn't give you default values. This is why you look this stuff up, right? Add default lengths of 0. Okay, now let's give it a try. All right, 30 and 50. Now we got our values. Life is good. See, if we had unit tests, we would have found that. We would have found that with unit tests and not have to do it here in main, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, how you guys feeling? We got lots more time here to cover chapter 10. This is the basic example, right? A rectangle is a polygon. It does all the things Polygon does, and then we make it special. We're a specialized version of Polygon, right? In that we know our length and width stay the same, so we have to change the behavior of set side, and we can calculate an area. Not all polygons have an area, right? Because if they're not connected, there's no area. Ooh, I'm spilling my espresso. That's bad. Don't do that on top of the laptop. Oh, this one is getting old. Maybe I'd get a new one if I broke this one. That could work, right? No, probably a bad idea. Right, we have to call our superclass constructor if there is a constructor that requires parameters, or a parameterized constructor. Because otherwise it doesn't know how to create a polygon. If Polygon had a default constructor, we could go do it, but we don't want a default constructor because we need to know how many sides we have. And this could probably be final, right? Sure. A final integer. Excuse me, this one could be final too, right? We'll just set it once. If we set it once in the constructor and leave it alone, you can make them final. It's not going to hurt anything. Now, the values inside side lengths can change, right? But what does it not like about this? Use the diamond operator instead. Oh, it knows it's a type of integer. Sure, I'm just going to leave it in because that's easier. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the poker class, poker hand. We talked a little bit about chapter 10. On Thursday, we're going to keep going in chapter 10. I can answer more questions about poker if you have them, but if you're waiting until Thursday at 10 a.m. to ask questions and it's not done, it's unlikely to go well for you. I remember Thursday is my crazy day. I've got 4 classes back to back to back to back, morning, afternoon, and night. So it's really difficult to get back to you to answer questions on Thursdays. It's just unfortunate, but that's how the scheduling worked. So, yeah, it's all right. It's a lot of fun. It's hard to do the other things that happen in between and be responsive. So, yeah, so I've got office hours today from 1 to 3. You have study group from 4 to 5 today. You have study group Wednesday 6 to 7, and then study groups Thursday 4 to 5 again. I definitely encourage you to attend that, ask questions, talk with each other. Again, for the project, you are more than welcome to talk with each other, right? But if you're starting to like take notes and like say, you know, what did your code look like? Did you know what was your command that you called? You're probably copying too much, right? And then we've drifted into that plagiarism realm, and that's not cool. But like, oh hey, you know, to find out a 4 of a kind, I need to go see if I have 4 of the same face. Sure. Well, what might you do to find out if you had 4 of the same face? Well, I could check every single face and see if I had a bunch of them. You know, that's okay. You know, you're not taking down notes of what my code looks like. We're still talking pseudocode there, which is cool. You know, so far my voice has been pretty good. I think it's all the coffee I drink, and I do all right, which is nice. So, and then Thursday is also D&D night. So we do D&D, and I get to do my terrible dwarven accent, which everyone thinks is Scottish for some reason, and I don't know. I mean, for whatever reason, that's just what you do. You can make up any accent you want for your characters, but you got to do that terrible dwarvish accent. Someone told me it was interesting that they probably should have been more Norse related, because you know they do the metalworking. They had some other things about it. They like rocks, I forget. Like a lot of the Norse countries. So we probably should have left Scotland alone, but that's okay. All right, so send me your questions. Again, the Discord for our class is great for general questions, because then everyone benefits from your question and the answer. And you guys are welcome to chat there too, have some fun, post memes in the meme channel. I love seeing all the memes. And we'll call it a day. Okay? You guys take care. Is there anyone around on Twitch we could go bother? Let's see. We can do Twitch Inception here, right? See if there's someone we can raid. Just make sure the volume's not on, because that can get really loud. Let's see who we've got. See if we have any friends online. Gath, is she doing her class? Ooh, psych. We should go learn some psychology. It's super useful soft skill, like learning how people actually think. So let's see if we can rate Cog Psych Prof. Give it a look here. Give it a look. I'm gonna try it. Go give him some love. I don't know if rating's enabled. Yes. Oh, someone went wrong. He must have turned it off. Yeah, we can't go there. So I'll just shout out Hog. It's like prof. Yeah, definitely like how the brain works, how people think. I think Gath, she usually turns off raids too when she's teaching. Nope, yeah, we can't raid Gath either. Yeah. Wiggle? Oh man. Twitch. Yeah. Oh man. Nobody's around I can raid. They always have it turned off while doing important things. Here's Gath Wiggle. We can give her a shout out.
But the problem is...
All right. Yeah. So that's all right. So go check one of them out. Go have fun. I'll see you guys around. Sorry the raid wasn't working. That's okay. See you guys on Thursday, if not sooner in office hours.